the question of the day.
Question of the day.
To see what we got going for that.
See what
Those are always exciting.
I enjoy them.
Yeah, they're quite cool. They're quite cool.
I enjoy them. So today's question is going to be, would you rather gain all knowledge from books by merely touching them, or gain any physical skills by merely watching a video of them?
So I kind of wondering if there are more books out there than videos, or vice versa. And I do think
honestly, it might be book.
it might, because there's been books have been being made for longer than video was really a thing, you know, and like they're ancient books that no one's gonna be like messing with, that might have knowledge.
Damn, I have information
that might have knowledge that no one was really.
That is true.
You know, not to mention, you have books in different languages.
That is true. Damn, you gain all knowledge.
You gain all knowledge. So say there's a book on how to learn German. Touch that, automatically you know that language.
Wow.
So you know all languages.
But wouldn't they also with that too? Can't you just watch a video?
That is true. You could watch a video. So like both.
And now all of a sudden you know German. So I do think some of it kind of overlaps, but it's.
But here's another question, right? How long do I just gotta watch 30 seconds in, or do I gotta watch the entire video? What if it's like a 2-hour-long video about how to learn that language? Do I gotta watch the entire 2 hours?
Yeah. It says, well, it just says by merely watching a video of them. So I would think, and also, one is knowledge, one is skill. So I guess just because you know it doesn't mean you necessarily know how to like fully do it.
So the video one is skill.
The video one is skill. So like, let's say how I think about this, like imagine if there's a book on like everything you need to know about like being a carpenter.
Okay.
You touch it, now you know everything about being a carpenter. But you might just have the knowledge, but you might not necessarily have the skill to actually be elite. Compared to watching what homie doing, and after that, now you can go replicate
exactly how to do it.
You know exactly how to do it.
It depends on what you're going for at that point. Like, are you going into the type of thing where you want to be hands-on, or are you going into something where you just need the knowledge? What's more important to you? They say knowledge is power, and I think for me, I'm gonna pick the books.
You would pick the books?
Yeah. Because all right, here's why.
Okay.
There are a lot of jobs out there that don't require skill. They just require knowledge. And some of the more well-paying jobs out there don't require skill at all. You just need to know what you're doing.
Okay.
So kind of like the stock traders, those big guys, touch a book on that, automatically know all the ins and outs of how to do that and such.
I also think just because you know it doesn't mean you're good at it. Like,
if you know it, that means you know how to do it well.
Not necessarily. You could just know. I mean, I know how to cook, but I wouldn't sit here and say I know how to cook well.
That's true, and I do understand that, but it don't take much to follow the recipe and trying to.
Yeah, true, but I still think it's like different than, like, all right, I'll just use like compare me and my mother, right? She has the skill. Now she has knowledge and skill. When it comes to cooking, so like she got both.
She's been doing it for longer.
Facts.
You be feeding the family.
Facts.
She's just like cooking for a family.
Facts.
You cook for yourself, which is not on the same wavelength.
Yeah, bro. She was cooking for 5 heads a night, every night type shit.
Yeah.
But like, I have the knowledge of how to make some of the meals she makes.
Of course.
But I believe even with that knowledge, if I'm to make it and she's to make it, I could bet money hers is going to be, because she has the skill. Okay. She has the practice of doing it, perfecting it, kind of just knowing like certain. I feel like doing it kind of outweighs it a little bit. That's why actually I might.
You think skills more important than.
I'm not going to lie, because I did think about doing knowledge. I did say knowledge is power. I do believe knowledge is power. And I have heard that there are some things in books that like just aren't. I don't know how true this is. So I heard this like in a video or whatever, but he was basically saying sometimes, I guess before, back in the day, they put certain things in books because they believe people aren't really going to read it. So it's like they kind of give the secrets in books. Yeah. Because a lot of people aren't going to read the books, because especially now.
And a lot of people didn't know how to read. So it was like, well, why are we going to?
And now we live in a day and age where, I mean, a lot of people don't read. Or let me rephrase. I do think there's less people out here just reading for leisure or reading for pleasure or just reading.
Yeah.
I think it's
more people are watching videos.
Exactly. They just watch a video.
I think the average person that asked them that question, they pick the videos. I just prefer to watch the videos just because I do that.
Skill one barely, but yeah.
Yes,
right.
People chose skill over it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to say skill, because I also, and this is the one thing, I don't believe you're wrong, But I kind of think about it like this in terms of like a job market. If you're really good at something, like, okay, you might have the knowledge of something. Because even at my job, I have the knowledge of a lot of things, but like I'm working with people who've been doing this longer than I've been alive. Their skill set is much. We have the same knowledge or similar knowledge, but they don't have the repetition and reps that I don't. I just don't have. Nor can I. I mean, like they've been doing this for longer than I've been alive. So like,
But does it take skill to do that though? Or is it just the knowledge that they've gained over the
I think some of it
couple
is.
years?
I think some of it is skill, being able to sit there and know kind of what to do and be able to do it.
That's knowledge, bro.
No, listen, be able to do it well. Be able to do it well, and I think that's what makes you replaceable. There's a lot of people out there who have the knowledge, but how many people are able to do it at such a high level? And that's why I might want to pick the skills, because homie might know more than me, but I could do the job better than him. So I'm much more.
I see where you're coming from there. I think it works with certain jobs. Like if we're talking craftsmanship jobs, trades, that's where I'm getting at. If you're talking accounting where we're just doing numbers, bro, all you need is knowledge about how the numbers work.
But because I have skill, I might be able to do it faster than you. So I might be able to get more work done than you can. So I'm more of a viable asset.
Yeah, you got the skill, but I have more knowledge than you. So I probably can take it further and reach certain heights that you might not be able to. So, okay, yeah, cool. You can do it quicker than I can. And maybe you can do more books than I can. But maybe I can find a way to save the company this amount of money, make more money because I'm so knowledgeable. I know certain things, loopholes given, that, like, you're not going to have with the skill. I'm kind of thinking of it on a, I guess, grander scale, wherein there are certain things you can kind of get out of if you have so much knowledge to wherein you're able to find things or loopholes that like you might not be thinking of just because you have the skill.
But I just believe that, especially when it comes to skill, I do believe knowledge is good. Like I feel like
The statement knowledge is power is quite true.
Yeah. I do believe that 100%. But I do think just having the skill and be able to do things well is kind of what sets you apart. Because I believe there's a lot of people out there who have knowledge on a lot of things, but a lot of them aren't able to do them well or perform them well or at a high level. And I feel like the people who 9 out of 10 who are kind of like irreplaceable. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some jobs where like you damn near need knowledge, and those people will be irreplaceable. I'm not saying that just because you have knowledge, you're replaceable. I'm not saying. I'm not
And
saying.
there's a lot of people in this world who are just not knowledgeable. So
exactly, and that's why they don't. But I do believe because you're able to do said skill well, I think you're still able to kind of maximize that.
I think it'd work well for sports too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It'd work amazing for sports. It wouldn't work well.
Watching video.
Knowledge for sports wouldn't. I mean,
Bro, oh
knowledge
my gosh,
sports wise, it'd be better. It'd be better if I was like a manager or some kind of coach. I think that's that knowledgeable wise. As a player, though, I think skill is just
what's
where it's at.
crazy, and you actually made a very good comment. You're absolutely right. I do believe it depends on what you're doing.
It depends on the
because
job.
having knowledge of basketball, you're not going to be a good basketball.
Yeah, that don't make you a good basketball player.
But like watching the best do it, and now
then
being able to replicate that, it's done up.
Yep.
But like also sometimes just having the knowledge of the game, you might be able to coach and build up some of the best players in the world.
And you know what? Kind of going off of that, there are certain times in the NFL I've seen where people didn't fully know the rules.
It kind of fucked them over.
And it messed them over completely.
Yeah.
And then by them actually knowing the rules, I saw one play specifically where the dude ran out of bounds and then touched the ball.
Touched the ball.
Yeah. And people were like, "Yo, can you do that?" It's like, "Yeah, that was one of the rules," and that was just a touchback or something like that. I think.
Yeah, it was a kickoff, and when you kick the ball off for punts, you could kick it out of bounds, but for kickoffs, you can't. So essentially, he ran out of bounds and touched it, which it was equivalent to as if the kicker kicked it out of bounds. So because of that, their team started on like the 40.
Yeah.
And them niggas were like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it was legal. It was a legal play.
And that's just having knowledge. You know? I don't think that had to do with skill at that point.
Nah, that's just knowledge. But at the same time, the player who did that, quite knowledgeable, but he's not no Hall of Famer. I mean, he's not going to get any of the big contracts.
He's just
compared to
the regular dude.
Exactly. Compared to, now, let's say if he had the skill, obviously you still have some knowledge of the game. But let's say if he had skill, in this regards, he would have made much more money in terms of being a player.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a coach, you having skill really means, I'm not going to say really means nothing, because maybe it's just skill at coaching.
Yeah, true. You're able to like hype up the team or to get
but
the
also just having knowledge of the game.
I think it's just more important having the knowledge. I mean, honestly, you're making the calls when it needs to be called, being able to read the team's defense like that. Yeah. Like you automatically know what it is, and like, yo, they're doing this, and then just boom, you're able to make like a big play. compared to. I think skill, like I said before, it really does have to do with what job we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's great for trades, great for any type of sports.
I also think it's great for language as well.
Skill wise,
Well, yeah. Well, if I could just watch, kind of like we were saying before, if I could watch a 20-minute video on how to speak Spanish, I now have that skill of being able to speak Spanish.
true, but I think that also works with knowledge regardless too. I mean,
Yeah, I know. That's why I said earlier. Some of these are
also
interchangeable. Because
yeah.
you read the book, I watched the video. It's the same
It's the
shit.
same. We both have knowledge.
This is what I do
how to
say.
do it.
I will say this, and this is what knowledge I believe has an advantage over. And this kind of does make me think about my decision a little bit. But
Really?
you're able to gain faster than I can.
Yeah, because all I gotta do is touch. I don't even have to read the book.
You just gotta touch it. I gotta.
It could be a 1,000-page book, bro. I touch it once, I know everything in those pages.
I gotta watch the video.
And you gotta sit there and watch the video. And depending on how long the video is it a 10-minute video, an 11-hour video? You know, it's just because there's some audiobooks of like certain books that we read. That's like 6-hour book compared to I just touched the book, kind of like the Laws of Power book. We know how long that audiobook is. It's like 9 hours.
That is true.
You gotta listen to that entire thing in order to gain the skills of everything inside that book.
Compared to just touching it.
I just touch the book and I know everything inside the book. I don't gotta read it. I don't gotta waste time. I don't gotta do none of that extra stuff.
I think it truly
It
does.
does.
I think it truly does depend on what you're trying to do.
And
I'll tell you one thing. I'd be in the NFL right now.
oh yeah.
That's what I would use it for. I'm like, yo, why am I here?
I'd be a very wealthy businessman.
Yeah.
Very, very wealthy businessman. Yeah.
Being a man. I'd be in the NFL. I would have already made millions. Retired at 30-something.
Yeah. You'd be
bro.
cool. You'd be cool. I'd gain knowledge from just like older books as well.
That's why I think also.
And I think that's something that
Bro, I look at the Bible.
bro.
Knowledge of the Bible, bro.
Know everything?
About
Oh my God.
one of the books that's probably the most, I would even say, like, controversial, most debated. People look at
One of the oldest written.
facts.
The Bible. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'd actually go as far as I'd go and tell the religion. I'd touch the Quran.
Oh, just other religions too.
Yeah, 'cause at this point, I just
want to know. I want the knowledge.
Yeah, like, I'm just
want the
curious.
knowledge.
And also, if I'm able to like retain, like, let's say if also, this is literally impossible for humans to do, but let's say if you're able to retain every single thing you touched, all the knowledge of everything you touched.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, fuck it. If that's the case, I'm just.
You know, kind of going off of that though, I don't know if this is true, because I've never seen it. I don't know if maybe it's like science fiction or whatever, but I have heard when I was like younger or in the past that there are certain people who learned so much, they gained so much knowledge, they went insane. Now I don't know if that's a possibility, but like I do wonder, maybe if I touch too much books, I have so much knowledge.
I do think it could backfire, because I think also depending on what books you touch, and this kind of also depends on you, but you might start overthinking about certain things.
That's true.
If you gain certain knowledge about, human history, us people, how we function, because I'm assuming you're probably also a whole bunch of history books, science books. At this point, I'm just touching everything, but you might get to the point where it's like.
And what if I didn't want to learn nothing? I just accidentally touched the book. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm just.
Also, how does it work? Is it every time you touch a book? Because what if someone's like, yo, pass me that? Like, you're not trying to get the information.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. I'd have to wear gloves.
Facts.
I'd have to wear gloves.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not my physical hand. I'm assuming it's like your physical hand needs to touch it.
I mean, sure. Sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or, like, maybe just to make contact with your skin. What if someone just, like, throws a book and it hits you in the shoulder? Like, you have no shirt on. Someone throws it, hits you in the back, immediately
It says you have to touch the book. Damn. So
technically
it doesn't matter what part of body you touch it with. It just has to.
Imagine, like, just your skin.
Someone purposely taps you with
Facts,
a book.
bro.
Hey, I'm trying to get your attention. Now you know knowledge about something you don't want to know about.
Like, fuck, bro. You touch me with 50 Shades of Grey. Why do I?
Bro, I don't want to know that.
Why do I have this? Why do I have this?
Yeah. It could backfire in certain senses, I guess.
I think everything kind of has its
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
But I would still, I still kind of like the skills. Because just like you, I do believe I could just watch videos on how to be a successful business.
And a lot of people already do that anyway.
Exactly. And it's already out there. So, like, imagine me watching a skill on how to make $100 million. I now have the skill to go out there and make $100 million.
And then you're able to
so
just do it.
Even with that, it's quite. I think it still could be quite lucrative, and that's why I kind of wanted the skill. Cause I feel like with the skill, it's almost like I immediately know what to do. Like I already have that skill. There's no practice. I don't have to sit here and practice. I don't have to sit here and learn anymore. Like this video done taught me how to already do it. So now I can literally go out in the world, do it. It's done.
You see, that makes sense. And personally for me, not that I don't want the skill, because I think that's still cool. I want the knowledge because I'd prefer to have people under me who have the skills to do it. So I'd prefer to read books upon, how to influence people. Influence a whole bunch of people into following me, starting a company, and having people with the good skills that I can just delegate to do the work. Like I see myself more of like a managerial position.
That's
where
fair.
like I'm just all right. I'll tell you do this, you do this, you do this, while I'm like in the back just touching more books about learning about all this stuff.
Learning more shit.
Just to get into.
I guess also, I understand where you're coming from, and I think I would, at least with the skill, I would eventually get there. But the reason why is because. And I know this is hard, but imagine if you can make $100 million just by yourself. When you delegate people, you got to pay.
Yeah, but I don't mind doing all that.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, imagine like that $100 million don't go to you. You make $100 million now. You don't have. Let's say you have 40 employees. You have to delegate. You have to pay them. They all have to have a whole bunch of different maybe not pensions, but you understand what I mean. They all have to all these.
Yeah, and chances are, I wouldn't. The $100 million wouldn't be mine. It'd be the company's. So the company is $100 million. My net worth is $100 million because I own the company.
Because you own the company.
Yeah. Just because, like, what's that dude's name at Amazon?
Oh, Bezos.
Yeah, he's like the richest man on the planet. Still, I'm pretty sure. I think it's actually more than like $181 billion at this point.
Yeah, he done went up.
But that's all in like Amazon or whatever else. I heard like if he were to actually try to, because he doesn't. I heard someone say he doesn't actually own all of that. If he were to try to liquidate it all, like the stock would drop and then it wouldn't actually be that price. It's just because the company itself is worth that much.
It's worth that much.
Yeah.
I
So the
guess-
company would be worth that. And I have no problems owning a company that's worth that much.
No, I think regardless is fine. Like, I'm not even trying to shit on it.
Yeah, I figured.
Regardless is fine.
Yeah, I figured.
Like you got to understand at that point, even if you're not worth, even if you personally don't have $100 million in your pocket,
You're just such an influential human being at that point.
You still have money.
Yeah, you have pull, you have power, you have say.
you still have money.
Yeah.
But I also kind of think about it as imagine if I could just
Do it yourself.
I don't have to rely on nobody. I don't have to worry about so and so coming in late.
You really
I
on
don't
some
have to
just
worry
like
about-
one man army type stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I noticed that about
and
you.
here's the reason why. And I know it's good to have people, and that's why I ask for advice. That's why I try to collab and all the other stuff. But I realize too, some people just might not care as much as you.
True.
You might care.
True.
So like,
True.
you have all the knowledge, and you delegate it to a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say all those people are going to end up being great workers? Now, yes, you're going to vet them and make sure they're great workers. But like, what if one day something happened to Billy? Billy was one of your best workers. His girl died. His kid died. His parents died.
Everyone's dead.
Now he's like, bro, what am I living for? Now all of a sudden your best worker is now your worst worker. You done gave Billy important assignments, bro, and he's just not showing. Where the fuck? Where the fuck is Billy?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Homie ain't coming to work.
In regards to the situation
Yeah,
you brought
yeah,
forth,
yeah.
if Billy was just doing like cocaine in the back or something, that's different. Billy's family did die. Everyone that this nigga's love has passed away at this point.
I basically just
So
say.
I would have to give Billy some leeway.
But what I'm just saying is, what if you have workers, or you end up getting workers,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you hire people, and at face value you think they're going to be great.
Of course.
But there are multiple times where they start off great,
Yeah.
and then they slip.
Yeah, of course.
What if you get workers that kind of start to fuck shit up?
Yeah.
And that kind of fucks up the flow and fucks up the company a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess how I look at it in terms of me, not saying because you still have $100 million company, so you're still straight. Even if Billy's fucking up,
Yeah.
you're still okay.
Okay.
But even if, imagine him missing important shit, and you're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
True.
Compared to me, in this case, I have the skill to make $100 million. So I just have to make sure that I do
You
it,
rely on yourself.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And I know, because I care so much about this, and this is my livelihood, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get it.
That does
So
make sense.
I guess that's kind of how I thought about it.
And
I do believe, because obviously once you hit a certain point, I don't believe that regardless, I would just keep being me. I think eventually I will make a business. I will get into that managerial role. Then I will also start delegating to people. Because all I have to do is just watch videos about it. And
how to delegate, and you'll be able to do something.
And I'll still be able to get it done.
Well, to kind of rebuttal your statement, there is this thing called being fired. And if you're messing up enough times, you just replace Billy with Mandy, and you just get somebody else.
But sometimes it's not as simple as replacing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can replace someone, but who's to say that the person you replace
will be as skilled?
Will be as good.
Or as knowledgeable?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't. But then at that point, I would... we're kind of getting to the bare bones of like how to set up a company.
Yeah, we're getting deep. We're getting deep.
I would then set up programs that would teach people how I need you to do that specific job. Sure. You know, so I wouldn't just throw you into it like, oh, do this. It's your first date.
Yeah, of course.
No, but I'd give you just a proper training.
I guess my only argument is just that in this scenario, I'm just kind of like trying to account for human error. And I think there's a lot of people out there, especially if they don't like their job, but they just work in a job because it's paid well. They might not put forth as much effort as what you might expect, and it can kind of fuck up said workflow. Not saying it's going to happen, but it could.
But then it can also happen on your end too. Once you get other people involved, regardless, it's gonna happen.
So maybe I could just make 100. Also, as right now, let's say if this happened at 23, if I made 100 million, I believe I'd be okay for a little bit.
For a lot of you wouldn't have to do anything for the rest of your life.
So that I could just think about it. Once I make 100 mil, I really could just be like, all right, fuck it, and just go to chill and just live my life.
Yeah, just live your life.
And then once
truly how you want to live.
Yeah, and then if money starts to go down, then I'll just or I make 100 million, and then I set up some real estate or something just for passive.
Yeah, passive income, and just have that coming.
So that even if as the 100 million starts to dwindle, it's it don't matter. 'Cause I'm about to get 10,000 from this property, X from this property,
True.
And then kind of just I ain't gonna say coast for the rest of my life, but you understand.
I mean, you can coast, and I'd be very surprised if you blew through $100 million.
I'm gonna be honest, there'd be a problem
within a lifetime.
I honestly would hope you would come talk to me. Or something.
That's a lot.
I'd be like, yo, what are you doing, bro? What's
it's very hard to blow $100 million in a lifetime, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot to do. I commend anybody for doing it, but at the same time, it's bro, what are you doing?
So what are you buying?
Are you just giving money away for free? Are you just burning it? Are you just throwing it out the window? What are you doing?
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. But I do think that's probably what I would do. I just try to say I would make a shit ton of money at first and just work off of whatever skill. Once I hit a certain amount of money, I would probably just matter of fact, I might not even open up a company. I might just buy a couple real estate properties and all that other shit. Yeah. Because also, I don't need a company to be rich or to have,
See, I want one though.
I
think that's just my personal thing. I want to own something.
Own a company, yeah. And that's fair. That's what you want, type shit.
Having something on the stock market that you can actually see and people can invest in.
Parks Incorporated type shit.
Yeah, something like that. You never know, man. You never know. But I think that'd be cool. And
I do also think it. You just said it is what you want.
Yeah, at the end of the day, because both options aren't bad options.
Because we're both making 100 million. Who's wrong? Nobody. We're both making a lot of money.
Successful.
We're both making a lot of money.
You're both successful. And frankly, if we both either chose the opposite, we'd be a very power team.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought about it too. I'm like, actually, you know what? You get the knowledge. Yeah. I'll get the skill. Bro, that's the best of both worlds.
Oh my god.
It's all right, that's fine, bro.
We'd be insane.
That's fine.
We'd be insane.
We both just help each other out. It's literally the yin and the yang. We both just balance each other out, bro. Yeah. From there, that'd be powerful. Matter of fact, I'm happy we chose different. I'm happy we chose different.
It's a great minds think differently sometimes.
Facts, bro.
All right. Well, for those out there, let us know what y'all think. For real.
Facts,
It's kind of cool.